Hello and welcome back to Remoto. So today is episode 2 of the Royal Enfield 500 Twin project, and as I was saying in last week, so today we're going to be cracking on with taking the timing cover case off and also be removing the tank, taking all the old fuel out. Just going to get straight into it. So first off, let's remove this timing cover. So we'll need to drop the oil first. So let's drop the oil. Alright, let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so we now have the timing side cover off, and we're just kind of inspecting in here what is the cause of our knock. And if I grab this camshaft here, which is the inlet side, I can actually pull that in and out. You can actually, if I shut up, hear that clunk. That was me pushing the camshaft back into its home. So I think that end bushing, bronze bushing right against it, that holds the slack out and the camshaft in place, is a little bit warm, so that camshaft's actually moving in and out with the action of the motor, so that I can pull that out probably a good mil. Yeah, probably a good mil I can move that out, and this side is not moving at all, which is the exhaust side. I actually can't. Oh, there's a small amount of movement in this one as well, but not as excessive as this one. So I'm gonna dig into this a little bit more, figure out why that's moving, and unfortunately I think it's probably going to be an engine strip down and rebuild, but I'll consult my book, see why this is the problem, and we'll move on from there. Let's just crack back into it. Okay, just so before I do a scientific rather than me just guessing, hey, the inlet camshaft backlash is a little bit excessive, I thought I'd set up my dial gauge. This is a 0.01mm dial gauge, so every rotation is 1mm. So at the moment we're sitting on 0. I've got to be really careful with not to move the bike too much, as that will also change the dial indicator, but I'll pull this camshaft out now. Okay, I'll just let it settle, the bike settle, and we're looking at about 0.34mm of run out on that camshaft on the inlet side, and then it clunks back in. I'll wait for the bike to settle, and then we're looking back at 0. So there's definitely about 0.35mm worth of play in that there. So I'll move now and I'll show you the intake side, the difference between the two. Okay, now so we've set up the exhaust side camshaft, so I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to pull it back towards me and check the backlash on that one. Here it is, move forward. So not as bad as the other side, so that reading is coming up to 0.195. It's about 10mm, 0.10 difference, or almost 0.15mm of a difference between the inlet and that. So I'm going to go now, read my book, convert this to inches, and work out what the actual factory tolerance is. As you can see, if I push that back, it comes back down to 0 once the bike also stops wobbling. yeah, back down to 0. So I'm going to go check what the specifications state that I'm allowed. So I'm going to go check that, and yeah, we'll go from there. We'll do a bit more of a scientific base rather than me just guessing, oh well, this is what it needs. So I'll go now check those tolerances and I'll get back to you. So I'm just going to move on to our next job now while I think about, because I can't find any details on what the cam specifications are supposed to be. So I'm just going to move on from that and just start doing the other little jobs we got to do, which involves about to put that petrol everywhere. That's okay. Not the original, and it doesn't do nice. Alright. That's all that was left in it. Not a lot. There's the tank drain. We'll take off the seat, take the tank off, and go from there. Let's do it. Tank's off. Woo! While we're here, we might as well take the battery out. A little bit of newspaper underneath under the battery. Always works. Alright, battery up. I don't know if you guys can see this junction and spaghetti of wires here, but this is why I'm changing the wiring loom, because it's all black, and I don't know if you can see that. It's a chocolate block connector there, and just it's all a little bit of a jumbled mess. So it's why I'm replacing the loom, and there's other things that like this just plugged into the battery, and there's a kill switch behind here, and you know this just plugged straight into the battery. It's all a bit hickety-pickety, so I'm going to change all that. That's why I'm replacing the loom. Alright, let's move on to the next one. So I actually wasn't going to remove the main toolbox, but it's kind of got this kill switch in it, so I kind of want to get rid of that. Plus I need to kind of get behind here to fix this rear chain guard here. So it's nice and easy to come off, 3 bolts. Too easy. Put that in the box somewhere. Wow. So looking at that, we might have a bigger problem. That's engine oil. Might be a good thing that we're digging into this mode. This whole exhaust is just caked with engine oil. Wow. Exhaust off! Woo! Don't come off in a hurry. Jesus. Okay. And that's going to wrap up the first video on the 500 twin restoration. So we managed to get the timing side cover off, understood what's kind of going on, so we understand now that the backlash, so the moving backwards and forwards of the camshaft is kind of the problem. We won't know if there's actually any up or down movement within the camshaft until we take the load off, which will be disassembling the motor in the next episode. We've got all the exhaust off, which also led to another problem. There was oil in the left-hand side exhaust pipe, so that could either be head gasket, could be valve guide tappets, could be piston rings. So we're going to have to pull the motor apart anyway, so we're going to have to figure out why there was oil in the exhaust pipe, and we'll have to sort that out. We've stripped all the tank off, all the seat off, and also the headlight off. So that's all to make way for the new wiring loom. We can see here, if you can, don't know if you can see that, but it's all just been taped together and all hodgy-podgy. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode. So hopefully you enjoyed this kind of first, let's pull it all apart and see what we've got. In the next episode we're going to be pulling the head, the bores, all the motor apart, checking if we actually need to pull the bottom end of the motor apart. If not, we could just get through with putting some new pistons and stuff like that, which I actually have. They got given to me as my spare parts. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this. It's taken a few days. I'm taking my time with this rather than just trying to smash all out in one night. I just keep coming back and doing a couple of hours here and there. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time on Remoto. And we'll be taking this lump of metal out. So I'll see you when we pull the motor out. See you in the next episode. See ya.